Howdy there, ladies and gents of the YTPC. Treetop Piper back with you guys for another edition to my first impressions. Today we are going to finish doing first impressions of the tobaccos that I've never tried, of the McConnell's that I ordered. This is the last one that I've never had. And like I explained in one of my other videos, that the Scottish Flake and the cake, I'm going to do a review on those because I've already had them before. Wouldn't be a legit first impression. And really, I'm just going to do a review on those later on down or here, or when I finish the tins or get close to finished. That way, I want to do a legit review on those. But anyway, this is one that I still haven't tried, the Robert McConnell Matured Virginia Folded Flake. And I've actually been quite looking forward to this one. It's got the sky blue lid. I don't even know if you'd call that, I guess that is sky blue, yeah. But apparently it's a matured Virginia spicy flake composed of Virginia, fired Kentucky, and Perique. It's weird how it says matured Virginia on the label, but then on the back it says in spicy flake. The description is spicy flake composed of Virginia, Virginia, fired Kentucky, and Perique. It doesn't say dark fired Kentucky, it just says fired Kentucky. But anyway, without further ado, there we go. Put this old rusty buck knife away. Comes with that lovely, lovely presentation, like how they used to come in the square tins. So, anyway, except I guess that was only Dunhill that was like that. They had like the little paper leaf, or they had like designs on the paper, had like leaves. But I'm kind of interested. I want to see if there's any difference in the flakes, because it says folded flake. And kind of interested. Okay, no, they're just regular old flakes. But I will show you how they came. Those are just beautiful. This is how, this is the kind of presentation that I just love. I mean, they are just in beautiful shape. Beautiful, beautiful flakes that are just perfect. You can handle them. You can do whatever you want with them. This reminds me of Dunhill Flake. Just regular Dunhill Flake, I think. I don't know if there's any dark fired in there. It sure don't look like it. It doesn't look like it. I don't really think I smell it. But like I said, there's those bad boys right there. And they are just gorgeous looking flakes. You can see the really fine consistency of the ooh, whoops. That wasn't good. That was stupid. But you can see that it's just a really fine, consistent flake. There isn't a bunch of big old chunks, it's just a really, really well processed tobacco. This is what I like to see. And that's exactly how the Scottish Flake came too. Was the exact same way. Alright, well anyway, I'm going to go ahead and rub this out and pack a bowl. And we'll see how she burns, how she goes. Yeah, and this stuff just rubs out like like nobody's business. I'm going to rub it out and let it dry for just a couple minutes. I mean, that's it. Doesn't need hardly any time. I can tell by the feeling of the tobacco in my hands. Maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, especially being how dry it is right now this season, this time of year. At least down here in Florida, it gets really dry in winter, more so than any other time of the year. But anyway, I'll be right back, guys, as soon as this is dried out. Back with you guys. Got my meerschaum pipe lit up here with the McConnell's folded flake, of course. Right off the bat, reminds me of the Scottish flake, the McConnell's Scottish flake. Got some McDonald's coffee here. Reminds me of Scottish flake, but maybe a light version of Scottish flake. And then also at times it tastes kind of like Bayou Morning. Cornell and Deal Bayou Morning. All in all, it's definitely got a red Virginia flavor to it with like a splash of Perique. Haven't noticed much of a dark fired flavor, really. Definitely has a good flavor though. A good sturdy, strong, red Virginia. Just a nice flavor to it. It's got some complexity to it and some variation, some variability here. You know, not every puff is the exact same, although it's a quite uniform looking tobacco, but it's more than just red Virginia. Mm. Definitely getting that spiciness in my nose. Kind of a mm. I'm trying to figure this out here. It's got a sweetness to it as well. But I would say this would be like a good morning to all day smoke. Like I said, it reminds me of Bayou Morning a little bit. It's got a little bit more depth, a little bit more complexity than Bayou Morning, though. You know, with the dark fired, it has dark fired and Perique, so it's really quite. It's got quite a bit going on. Um, it has a nice balanced feel to it, though, for sure. Look at that, though, burning white. These McConnell blends, they burn to a fine, fine white ash. It's very similar to Scottish Flake, but I think the ingredients, the proportions are different, just slightly different. And you know, I was thinking the other day that sometimes Scottish Flake can be a bit much for me at like first thing in the morning, and how it would be nice to have one just dialed maybe just one dialed back, just one or two notches. And this is what I, this is probably it. This is like that perfect early morning pipe when I want that Scottish flake kind of flavor. You know, with all the different components, the dark fired, the Perique, and the red Virginias. But I'm going to go ahead and knock this bowl out and come back when I'm just about finished and give you guys the lowdown. Back here just about finished with this bowl of McConnell's folded flake. Really enjoyable smoke. More so than I honestly had even hoped for. Really just burned really nicely all the way down. I mean, I'm down below the last quarter now. And it's still burning good. And at first, I would say the first half, the Perique presence was more forward. And as I got below the first half, all of a sudden it like shifted more towards the dark fired Kentucky. Because at first it tastes reminded me of Bayou Morning. With like that splash of Perique with the red Virginias. And then the second half tasted like the Sansepolcro small batch from Cornell and Deal, which is like an Italian dark fired with red Virginias from the Red Belt, you know, in Carolina. So I'm thinking that's the dark fired kicking in halfway through. Not nearly as spicy in the last half. More of a sweet, kind of a sweet, dark fired, florally taste. See, it really reminds me of that Sansepolcro right now, which is a great blend, nonetheless. And something about those red Virginias with Perique or with dark fired. I mean, red Virginias, they're just so good. Nothing says tobacco like a red Virginia. You know, nothing tastes or smells like tobacco like a red Virginia. Just a really enjoyable smoke. Something you can really chooch on, just puff away. No chance of bite. Not for me anyway. So like I said, I mean, just extremely well-formed flakes. Easy to rub out. Great. The only needed a couple minutes of dry time, if that. Probably pretty good right out of the tin. It's got some complexity, some variation throughout the smoke. As you know, it changes as it matures, as the smoke progresses. You know, as you progress through the bowl. So really, you know, this is a kick-ass blend. Starts off reasonably mellow. Gets a little richer towards the end. Still not bitey though at the end. Still not harsh or bitey. Just a really good smoke. Really surprised though, actually. I mean, I like it as much as the Scottish Flake, I think. Mm. Geez, right here at the end, I'm getting some notes of vanilla. Really weird. Mm. Lovely. I mean, I'm right down at the end. The last 10%, if that. Just a really lovely smoke, guys. This stuff burns like a dream. Anyway, guys, I enjoyed the review. Hope you did. And until next time, Treetop Piper, over and out.